Have you ever had a huge emotional reaction and thought, where did that come from? Maybe you got anxious or angry or just felt like crying and you couldn't explain why. The answer might be a trigger. Today, we're going to figure out what that means and how you can start spotting your own. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Missy Kleins, and welcome back to Big Feelings. So, today we are going to talk about triggers, which are anything that can cause a big emotional response in us. They can be both good and bad. Sometimes they are, happy and surprised, but the ones that we struggle with tend to be the negative emotions that get triggered in us. So, this also falls under my IRULE framework under the U for understanding your triggers. So I have 6 main categories that I'm going to go over with you today. So we're going to get started with interpersonal triggers. This is when you're feeling misunderstood, you're feeling ignored, criticized, judged, those negative feelings when you are having interpersonal conflict with someone else. That can sometimes be difficult to manage. Next is worthiness. So these are the feelings of not being good enough, perfectionism, fear of failure, comparing yourself to others. Brings up usually a lot of shame and feelings of sadness. Next is stress. Stress is a huge trigger for negative emotions. Any kind of worries, being overstimulated, overwhelmed, rushed, unprepared for something, unexpected change. Very common. Then we have restriction. This is when you don't feel like you have a sense of control because you're being controlled by someone else. A lot of the time it's when you're being told what to do, you're being micromanaged, you feel like you don't have your independence. And that can be very difficult. Social pressure happens when we have fear of embarrassment or we're feeling rejected or excluded by others, maybe not fitting in. And we have grief and loss. So this is when you've lost a friendship, a loved one, maybe your favorite pet, and a special song comes on, and anniversaries or holidays, birthdays, things that remind you of them can very much trigger feelings of sadness and grief. So the more we understand our triggers, the more we have control over what we can do about them and how we handle them. We have the power to respond rather than react. That's why the U in IRULE is so important. It helps you pause, reflect, and respond with care. So if this was helpful today and you want to continue to explore your triggers, go to my website and download the free printable that lists all of these triggers. So now I want to hear from you. So tell me something that triggers your big feelings, and how do you usually handle it? And just remember, it's okay to have big feelings. It's what you do with them that matters. So don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time.